couple days ago, one of my best friends in the world had his first child. And he called me to let me know about how he had a brand new perspective on life. Holding something in his arms that he created from his own flesh and blood really changed him. And he went on and on and on about how, this is giving him a new perspective and he's going to want to change some of his behaviors and he's rethinking some of the crazy stuff that he did. And, I was like, wow, that's really cool, man. That's a really nice perspective you have on things. So he asked me, naturally, Nick, what have you been up to? And I said, well, I don't have a child, but I do have something equally as cool, and that would be, I dropped it. I may not have a child of my own, but I can show you something equally as cool, and that is the Electro, Harmonix, and JHS collaboration on the Lizard Queen Fuzz Octave pedal. That's cool. The story behind acquiring this piece of audio guitar gear is quite simple. I walked into Guitar Center on Black Friday, needing some strings, and I had no idea this existed, but in my Guitar Center they have the pedals over by the strings. And as I went for my Ernie Ball Power Slinkies, I locked eyes with something called the Lizard Queen, and I was like, I don't even care what that sounds like, it's coming home with me. Here we are, and now you're gonna hear it. It came with the box and everything. If you're wondering why it wouldn't come with the box, that's weird. I just said that on the internet. I was like, it came with the box, as you would expect it to if it was new. However, I bought this pedal used, so that's why I'm assuming you knew that. So I was like, oh, cool, it came with a box. Yeah, I haven't really read the manual. I watched a couple videos after the fact, just to see what settings sounded good, and I figured I'd share my new toy with the good people of YouTube, in case you're wondering how a Lizard Queen can impact your life in a positive manner. It looks like your typical pedal. You have 3 basic controls. You got a volume knob, then you have an octave blend, and that's what it does. This blends in how much of the octave effect you want in. This is all the way up, this is none. And then this is the balance knob. You have shadow and the sun. From my understanding of because again, I have not read this yet, but who reads manuals when I have my ears? This knob determines how bright or warm the sound is. If it is all the way on shadow, it's gonna be warmer, and all the way on sun is bright because the sun it's bright out. However, it is more noticeable when you have this octave more engaged. When you have the octave all the way up, you're gonna hear more of a tonal difference. When you have this all the way down, you have less of a tonal difference. Honestly, I can attest that because when I play through it, one, I'm not really using this for fuzz. I'm using it for the octo fuzz. Octo fuzz, that's such a fun word to say. Imagine not being a guitar player, never getting to use octo fuzz in a sentence. That's really sad. There's no way to adjust the fuzz on here. You can't adjust any settings, you can't adjust parameters. You have to use your guitar volume knob. And we will hear that when I demonstrate this pedal. So now as I plug my Grisenia Hussar into the rig, I'm going to talk to you about what we're going to do now. It's self-explanatory. We're going to test out the Lizard Queen. Let's turn it off first. We don't want to give too much away. I'm using my Helix Native. I'm going through just a Fender Twin reverb. This is our clean tone. I'm on the bridge pickup. Let's do some neck pickup stuff. So now we're gonna start with the octave all the way down, and you're gonna hear just the Lizard Queen, or just the fuzz. I don't know fuzz riffs. I'm not entirely sure why I bought this. Because it was called the Lizard Queen, that's why. The blend right now is at noon. Notice how there's not a whole lot going on sonically. little bit. What I've heard is you have to use less of your volume knobs. This is my volume all the way at 10. Well, it definitely cleans it up. But that's any guitar. The thing that I'm learning is as I use this pedal, I can't do the shred stuff. The shred stuff does not sound good. Because you don't, it's like very short. There's not a lot of sustain. It's very attack and then you're gone. I'm gonna take this Lizard Queen here. I'm gonna put it back to neutral and we're gonna blend that octave in and I'm gonna show you the setting that I find myself liking the most because I like weird noises. We're gonna put the octave at noon and you'll hear a huge difference. That's half octave. Let's go full octave. And now I'm going to put it all the way on shadow, and you'll hear it's warmer. And now I'm going to put it all the way at sunshine, or whatever it's called. And you'll hear it's a lot. And one thing you'll notice is too, it really kills the volume. I'm clipping with this pedal not engaged. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this back on and I'm gonna bring the volume up. My volume is right around 2 o'clock when I use this pedal. And that's all the way bright. When you go all the way to shadow, it's going to be louder. How I set this pedal typically, if you could see it, we're going to keep the volume right around there. I'm going to put it we're not totally in the shadow. We're about 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock on shadow. We're at about 2 o'clock with the octave, and the volume is roughly at 2 o'clock. And I just find this is kind of like the sound that I want when I use this. I don't write too many riffs that this pedal works for. Having said that, this pedal has an awesome sound to it. What I'm going to do now for the first time, this is a live reaction. I'm going to use my guitar that I down-tuned to play through this. Look at this. It's got the tour tags and everything. Shout out to Never Enders Band, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about using the Charvel. Who is this pedal for before I serenade you on the Charvel tune? I think this is drop B flat? Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. It's not for people like me, I can tell you that, because I'm not really a... What I'm going to use this pedal for is probably very different than what these typical Lizard Queen target market would use it for. I plan on using this strictly as like a studio piece, I mean, I imagine some of these tones just layering in lines, that's what I'm trying to say, is going to sound really cool on a recording. It doesn't really serve a practical purpose for my needs. Now, what purpose does it serve? I imagine if you play the right genre of music, this could be a really cool tool. Hell, even if I was doing like a lot of psychedelic rock, I feel like this would be a nice piece of gear for some of that, like, you know, Hendrix, Iron Butterfly. I don't really listen to a lot of psychedelic rock. It's got that sound for sure. Now, I'm curious to hear how it sounds. Is this drop C? It is drop C, my bad. Alright, same setting. I'm gonna riff you out with this. Thank you for checking out the video. If you learned anything about the Lizard Queen, hit that subscribe button. If you had fun, give it a thumbs up, because there's more on the way. But now let's hear it in its drop C glory as we go out. Peace out!